Hello. I have recreated a vehicle called the Skimmer, which is from another game. Think of a hoverboard, but it can also jump around and you can fly in the air by making its own rails. You can also do tricks in the air to get a speed boost and whatnot. I think it's pretty fun. There's a bunch of different properties you can change, but I think my defaults are fine. You can also view the max speed based off of whatever things you put in here. Either way, yeah, I'll show you how it works. You can also find this on the invention store. And if you're ever confused, I attempted to put some information with the actual invention itself. First thing, of course, is actually getting on it, which is just as simple as grabbing it. I then have here a HUD. It's like the amount of energy left in it. Think of it sort of like gas, but it's weird. It regenerates over time. Either way, I have this invisible controller in my hand, which you can see when you have the maker print out. And if I hold my trigger, I accelerate. Yep. It's also got a trail in the back. It follows my head for now. I'll get to that later. With this, it's not just holding it, but I can double tap it, and I will jump, and it consumes a little bit of energy. I can continue to do so until it runs out, which I will just demonstrate now. Just keep rewinding, but it needs 15 to do it, so it just won't let me now. After not being used for a bit, the energy will just regenerate. Now, if you're midair, you can double tap the trigger, and you'll start making a rail for yourself, which is much easier to see when it's behind me. So to show you this, I am going to grab the board twice and then release after my second grab. This will swap the aim mode from where my head is to my hand. There we go. Now, if you look, makes this rail. So, that's kind of fun. You can jump off of the rail as well. I also have this little animation if you're going up or down a hill, which is cool, which up and down hill also affects your speed. Either way, I like it on head, so I'm going to double grab again. Speaking of double grabbing, if I do that, but keep holding on, I will brake instead. So if I keep going, I double grab and hold, I stop. Once you go to a complete stop, you can walk around, go about your business, and then when you drop this again, you're back here. Now, the real main purpose for grabbing the board is when you're midair, you can hold it and do a trick, akin to, say, Mario Kart. So if I'm in the air, and I hold it for at least a second, I get some energy back, and there's a little bit of fanfare when you complete the trick and when you hit the ground. When you hit the ground, you have to not be holding the board, so you can't just keep holding on to it. But that little boost sound is because you actually get a speed boost, as shown here. A little hard to see, but yeah. The fun thing about all the physics in this thing is that it's all using the velocity chips, so there's no seat movement or anything like that. So everything works as you'd expect it to. As in, if you're going down a hill, you go a little faster. Going uphill, you go a little slower. I jump while going up a hill, I actually maintain my velocity. That kind of stuff. I messed up the trick there because I held on for too long. Now, say I'm still on the board, but I don't want this controller in my right hand. What I can then do is grab the board and then drop this controller, and now it's in this hand. Yep, so you can do whatever you want with it. And of course, as with really anything, let's just say I want to shoot something while I'm on the board. You can easily just grab something like a gun, grab it with this hand, and there we go. Now I can have some fun. So, yeah. That's really it. I am going to now transition to screen mode and show how that works there, because the controls are a little different. On screen mode, it's very similar, but there's one main difference. Although you still grab the board to get on, instead of literally grabbing the board through Rec Room, which if you try, nothing happens, you instead have a second controller that emulates it. So now if I hold down, at least for me, it's my right mouse, it acts like I'm grabbing it. So I can, for example, brake by doing the same thing I would in VR, but instead of grabbing with Rec Room, again, it's just the button input. So, yeah, everything works on screen mode as you'd imagine it, though. Do the same amount of tricks and whatnot. Like VR, you can swap which direction the board faces, though on screen mode it doesn't really have an effect. So if I do head, it's fine. I can flawless hand around and it's mostly fine. I'm gonna swap it, and then it just looks silly. The other fun thing, it also works in third person, as you might expect. Yeah. The last thing to note is that this also works with multiple people on different boards. So I can be on my board doing whatever I want, and then this person, who I'm definitely not controlling through my phone, can do their own thing. So they can go wherever they want, really, and you can ride around with your friends. There he goes. Another nice thing to know is that no one else can steal your board. Even though the game says I'm able to grab it, if I try, nope, cannot. Another thing to note is that if I am currently on a board and then try to take someone else's, not only does it not let me, but it kicks me off my own. So, yeah. Again, these are on the Invention Store at no cost. You can look up the name Skimmer, or you can look up any of the tags that either I gave it or the game did, or look at my profile. Either way, have fun flying these around.